All right, yeah. Question is, how can I become more self-aware? Okay, yeah. What is exactly self-aware? Self-aware means like that, ki, like like basically is this thing you kind of like aware of things happen and things happen. Okay, yeah. That is called kind of like a something a self-aware. How is this thing work? Okay, how is this thing kind of like a okay, yeah. It's very it's not really hard to understand. Okay, yeah. Example. All right, yeah. So basically is this thing that ki you have to drive the car. Okay, yeah. If you know how to drive the car, you can drive the car. If you don't know how to drive the car, could you drive the car? Well, yes, you could. How? Is because of that ki we might know some certain thing that how do we supposed to drive the car, but we haven't really tried, but we could drive that thing. How is this thing possible? Like if I don't really know how to drive the car, how would I supposed to drive the car? You could drive the car. What the fuck is drive the car, dude? Get the point? Like I don't really understand. Okay, yeah, it's not really hard to understand. Okay, yeah. A self-aware means like that you know what is exactly things that you should supposed to do. It's a kind of like a something that instinct. Okay, yeah. like like I don't know, you actually feel this thing that ki like sometimes now you feel really confident about some certain thing. Okay, like my instinct tell me to do this thing, or my instinct tell me that ki this would happen or this would happen. Okay, it's a kind of like a something that ki you are kind of like a something just have a little bit of awareness regarding about stuff, like you might know this will gonna happen because you are kind of like a something, I don't know I'm not really sure what is actually the instincts and everything, but it kind of like a something that you think that it kind of like a something that you know. Okay, that you aware, that is called self aware. Okay, yeah. Means like that you know this thing will gonna happen. Now how this thing will gonna happen, like how this kind of like a something self aware, this kind of like a work. Okay, yeah. It's not really hard to understand, it's a kind of like a something very easy. Okay, yeah. Self aware is kind of like a such a thing that you kind of like kind of like a I don't know how to supposed to explain this thing. Okay, it's not really hard to understand, but it's a kind of like a something very common, but problem is that it's a very hard to explain. Okay, yeah. um Self aware. Okay, so how can I become more self aware? Okay, um a self aware means like that now you just know this thing. Okay, like basically is this thing na ki you haven't really done sex. Okay, so basically is this thing that you don't know how do you supposed to do a sex. So does this mean that ki you shouldn't supposed to do a sex? No, you could do a sex. Okay, yeah. How do we know if I don't really know how to do a sex? Then how do I supposed to do a sex? You could do a sex. Okay, yeah. How? Dude, it's like that. There all the video format are available. We call them blue films. Okay, it's actually available. So basically, is this thing that key you could watch it and you could replicate that thing. Probably you could do a sex. It's not gonna happen that great, but probably you could do at least kind of like a 60, 60, 70% equivalent to that probably. Okay, yeah. It's like that now. Okay, the problem is that na ki um, like we are kind of like a something so conscious about stuff that ki we shouldn't supposed to do those things, but our body, our mindset, it's kind of like a telling that we could do those things. Example. Okay, yeah. Have you ever experienced that when you are driving somewhere? Okay, yeah. And when you are driving things, you don't know the destination, like you know the destination but you don't know the journey to the destination. Okay, yeah. So basically you are rely on Google Maps and something like that. Okay, yeah. But at sometimes you just kind of like a something understand this thing that ki might if I take this route na, it will gonna reach me to that destination. You don't know that route, you don't know nothing really about, but your instincts tell you to kind of like a go through that or something like that. So you can go and might be you're gonna kind of like a something um reach out to the destination. Okay, yeah, definitely you're gonna make mistakes and stuff like that, but yeah, you could do that. This is all is actually happened is because of that key, the experience that you have regarding about stuff. Okay, yeah, this and that and that and that. So yeah, you could do that. Okay, yeah. So how do I supposed to become more self-aware? Like what should I supposed to do? Like what kind of like a things that I should supposed to do be kind of like a some self-aware? Um get experience about everything. Okay, like a this and that and that and that. What is actually get experience? Okay, yeah. Okay, first of all is that you shouldn't supposed to get the experience if you are at the home or if you are kind of like a living at the home. No, you have to get out from the home, face the real world, face the people, face the kind of like a this people and that people. Then you probably understand how does people work and how does world works and how does everything work. Okay, yeah. And from this point of perspective, you just understand everything. Okay, yeah. Just go to the real world, face all those problems. Okay, yeah. The kind of like a something very popular example. Okay, yeah. When you get out of your home, then you understand the value of the money, because when you are with your parents, your money is not an issue for you. But when you are kind of like a somebody living alone by yourself, then you understand the value of money and everything. Okay, then you also understand the budget, you also understand your expenses and this and that. This kind of like a something stuff that you gonna experience when you are get out. Okay, um go outside, like have a relation with a girl. Okay, yeah, you understand about relationship, how women are actually thinking, what kind of like a stuff, what should we supposed to do to make our relationship as good as possible as you can. Okay, yeah, you gonna experience all those things when you get outside. Okay, like that's why you kind of like a self-aware this thing na. Okay, it's kind of like a somebody that get experience about driving, get experience about sex, get experience about swimming, get experience about everything, dude. Okay, like as possible as you could. Okay, I'm not gonna say that you just go to and fly the spaceship, no. Okay, it really required kind of like a some certain qualification and lot of protocols and everything. Okay, but still is this thing that be kind of like aware of at least normal thing. Okay, driving a car, swimming, being relationship, or kind of like a something understand about alcohol. Okay, like like if you are not really good with the alcohol, just drink alcohol, at least got experience about such stuff. Okay, make friends, dude. It's like that. Now life is kind of like a something journey and you just have to live through that journey. Experience is also means kind of like a living that particular thing and just live that thing, dude. Okay, yeah, when you got experience about everything now, you understand, you got matured. Okay, yeah, you got matured, that is called matured now. Like basically is this thing, you know about this stuff and that stuff and that stuff. You think very wisely, you understand about why things gonna happen wrong, this happened. It's get experience. Okay, yeah, probably this is the thing that I wanted to tell you. Okay, yeah, just kind of like something self-aware. But there are a couple of pointers are here. Okay, ChatGPT is actually recommend me is that keep practice mindfulness. Okay, what's the mindfulness? Meditation and meaningful breathing. Okay, meditation. Do I do meditation? Well, I haven't really done the meditation. Okay, yeah, but if you try this thing, you could do that. Okay, yeah, does it work? I'm not really sure. I haven't really tried that. Keep it journal, yeah, that is really good. Yeah, I did that thing. Keep it journal means like that key, kind of like a something write somewhere, or keep it how kind of like a something document yourself or document your everyday thing that you do. Okay, like a basically self talk or kind of like a write particular diary or something. It gonna really help you a lot. Like a basically is this thing that key, like this is the stuff that you are actually hearing. This thing is called artifact episode. I am actually recording this thing since 2015 every single day. In this artifact, I talk to myself regarding about what exactly stuff happened, this and this and this, and then I ask bunch of questions to myself regarding about stuff and stuff. And it kind of like a something helped me to understand myself, deep things and everything. Okay, yeah, you could do that. Seek feedback. Yeah, that is a really good thing. If you have your girlfriend or boyfriend or your wife or husband, you could talk with her, understand with her, kind of like a talk about every possible things, like this stuff and that stuff. Not only you could understand each other, but as also you're gonna get feedback about your thought process, like is it right or is it wrong. Like basically when we think, we always gonna right, but when we think about other point of perspective, we realize we are really wrong. Okay, yeah. So feedback is really essential. Make sure that the feedback is came from very trustworthy people. Okay, yeah. uh Explore your values, like identify your core values and values alignment. How do I supposed to find my core values? Well, it's a very kind of like a very tricky thing. Okay, it's a very tricky task. Okay, what's exactly my core values? It's a kind of like a something like that someone is actually written on your face and you just have to read the things that you are written on your face. It's a kind of like something very difficult. Okay, yeah. But like that is called kind of like somebody finding your core value. Okay, you just have to go very deep, very deep, very deep. Okay, yeah. Your core values is actually kind of like a understand when you are kind of like a know when you got a matured and when you understand about things and world and everything, and probably make sure that you will go, not gonna write all the time. Okay, because things will not gonna happen something really good and great. So what is exactly like how do I supposed to find out my core values? Okay, well, like what exactly my core values? Okay, yeah. My core values is belief, patience, consistency, and believe, patience, consistency, and calmness. These are my core values. Okay, yeah. I explore those core value when I talk to myself, when I explore myself, then I understand myself, and then I figure it out. Okay, it's a very long process, by the way. I understand from every point of perspective, and then I judge myself, and then I find out about this and stuff. Okay, yeah. These are kind of like some core values are reflect in my actions too. Okay, yeah. If you know me, then you might know me. If you don't know me, then you don't know me. Whatever. Okay, yeah. So yeah, these are kind of like some core values. You could find the core values too, but it will take time. Okay. You have to deep dive inside of you and understand and everything. It's a lot of thing. Okay. First of all, let's just talk to yourself. Okay, then you might gonna understand your core values, everything. Okay, have a purpose, engage in self reflection, practice active listening, explore your emotions, read and educate yourself, engage in new experiment. Yeah, these are kind of like a stuff that you already knew it. I shouldn't supposed to explain this thing. Okay, yeah. So this is how you kind of like a somebody aware of stuff. Okay, yeah. Just be kind of like a experience about stuff, like about this thing and that thing, about real world and everything. Okay, yeah. It's not really rocket science, by the way. Okay, yeah. What you should supposed to do? What kind of like a some what kind of like a some things that I'm suggesting to get more kind of like a some self-aware? How? What should you supposed to do? Get out. That's it. Okay. Probably this is the kind of like a somebody the advice that I'm gonna giving to you. Okay, yeah. But probably is this thing that can take the decision very wisely. Like I do not take the decision if I'm just saying this thing. No, don't. Like I take the decision that regarding about like regarding about you, regarding about you could do this thing or not. Find out about all the possible result and then you could proceed. Okay, yeah. Just don't take the decision if I'm don't take the decision if I'm just saying no, nothing really at all. Think wisely and just like all right, yeah. So this is how you kind of like a something self of aware. All right, yeah. All right, I should supposed to be end here. This is it, and thank you.